Hey folks, welcome back. It's an early Saturday morning, which is a great time to do some Humankind recording. And here we are, we're kind of camping outside of the Blue City here with our armies. And we're continuing our run with the Norsemen. We're on turn 98 right now, still in the medieval, but looking to go up to the next era pretty soon, and I gave myself a little bit of opportunity to think about who we'll be playing as. We'll get there when the time comes. For now, just a bit of a recap. In the last episode, we kind of took over the blue, or rather the black, side of the map a little bit. We took San Lorenzo, and we've kind of reduced them down to these two smaller cities that they didn't actually have before the war started. And meanwhile, on this side, we actually vassalized the orange player here, and eliminated another kind of lime green player that was down in this area. So this episode we plan to continue, and we're going to continue kind of attacking other people, that is. And we're going to try to get more coastline as well, so we can have as many of the Naus online as we possibly can. Now, for the next era, I won't give away who I'm picking, but there aren't any cultures that have any benefits to ransacking with either their legacy traits, their unit, or their emblematic quarter. So the next era is going to be a little bit more free-form in terms of the cultures that I take. However, I think we are ready for this right here, and we are militarists, and we have the Forbidden City, so we're fine to declare war with pretty minimal war support. And we're just going to jump right in. They do have, way more reinforcements than I thought they would. Interesting. Okay. This is going to be a tougher battle than I thought. I might maintain that siege, actually. And I think I'm going to give up on that ransack and come attack this army here. Because I don't want them reinforcing on the next turn. So I'm going to let this generate ballista. And I mean, I could pick up military architecture to get the trebuchet, it's not that important. But I'm largely going to let this kind of starve out peasants for a couple turns, then I can come in with some reinforcements. So these guys are still blocking me down here. You may recall from the last era after the siege, I got like trapped on that one tile. I'm hoping those guys move on the next turn so I can get out. I'm going to grab this +10 war support. That's from the Colosseum that I just took from San Lorenzo, so a nice little perk there. I'm also at the point where I'm reconsidering communal land if I want to cancel it. I have gotten some decent benefit out of it in most of my cities, like they're below the food that they would have otherwise, or maybe it's just Osur and Gnosis probably. Let's see how it looks. So I think I'm going to cancel communal lands because I'm making enough money, particularly off ransacking, that I can kind of afford to do this. Okay. So a little bit of negative food. Partly because not actually losing industry from placing it there. A little bit. It's not that big of a deal though. But partly losing food now because there was population in the outpost that I attached. And then we're going to do something similar down here. Probably attach right here. +19 food there is not bad. We'll take that. We're already building some kind of farmers' quarters in that direction. All right. So in the meantime, we're already pillaging there. And now that I can found these with gold instead of influence, I'm not interested in this territory over here. I want this one specifically because it has some of the luxury resources. Just put it right there. It's not really a great territory, to be honest. All right. See if I can catch this other army, which is somewhere. I don't know where they are. I want to consider getting some more units as well. go ahead and buy that farmer's quarter. I need some more stability in here. Buy that as well, just so I can produce units a little bit more cheaply. And let's just get some pikemen and crossbows. They're pretty cheap to produce. Yeah, I don't know where that army is. So I think I'll just bring the knights in. And then this should give me the advantage that I need to launch this attack. I won't actually have any of the ballista, but I don't think I need them here. Let's see. Want them to be a little ways away from the front. Where's my last? It's right there. I'm going to kind of just put the swordsmen in back. They're going to be a lot more vulnerable. I'd prefer to wait to upgrade them. Let's see. Try it up there, maybe. Okay. I'm going to spread some of the knights out. And just get out of the way with my crossbows. Are they really not? Interesting. There's something funny going on with line of sight here, I feel like. What are the units that are actually in here? Are they all peasants? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna move my guys up. I'm going to let that crossbow stay there. These guys will all come in, but yeah, I have my swords blocking right there, so they should be fine. These prowlers are taking more hits than I would have thought. Okay, I'll just do something like that. So these peasants here, they can do some damage, but crossbows are fairly competent in melee. I'm not really worried about losing them. The main threat to units from the AI with like these home guard units is actually when your units can kill them outright in a single hit on the defensive. Because what will happen is actually, let me move this guy back over here. The AI will like send them all one at a time and end up doing a ton of damage to your units. Because they can just keep hitting it with one unit over and over. And although you'll kill them, there's just such a high quantity of enemy units. Sorry, wasn't finishing my thought. There's just such a high quantity of those units that you can end up losing significantly more powerful units sometimes. Okay. So this is part of the problem with cavalry, right? Like, they are good in the right situations, but you know, I have very limited options here when it comes to dislodging these enemy units. So you end up having to like wait for, if I had waited another turn for the ballista, it might have been beneficial, but I don't think it'll actually make a difference in this particular case, because the ballista can destroy the walls. Alright. Go ahead and drop an outpost here, largely because this has a lake in it, so I can use that to get the Nous. We'll pick up the dye. We'll pick up the coffee. And down here, this has finished coming online. The food's not going to matter in this territory, so we'll get a little bit of extra science from that spot down there. Also get a couple luxuries, which is really nice. Silver is going to increase the science that I'm getting from my districts, which I can definitely feel the lack of at the moment. Thinking after heavy infantry, we run into furnace steel, just so we can get the high furnace and the armory. And up here, I feel like we might as well grab this territory in here. Could be a useful attachment, or maybe we settle a city here later, whatever. And part of it's just to stop the AI from taking it, because it drives me mad when they settle territories like that. Alright. This is... I'm gonna let them get away with that. Also, yeah, there's a ton of leverage up here. I'm going to get some envoys to start walking around that area. And also probably in Mycenae. Let's grab an envoy and put them in the mix there. Also like an alchemist workshop here. And I think same story down here. Alright. Just let me out of here. Okay. If we get into this territory, we can at least claim it. And put an outpost down and that will let us heal these units at the very least. Oh my god. These zones of control are just killing me right now. Alright. So we've got a diplomat, so he's going to start picking up some of these, what are they called, leverage? So that will hopefully help us get one of the stars that we need. Let's grab some of the basic infrastructure in this city while we're still waiting for the ability to build the districts since we've just captured it. Wouldn't mind the plus 25 money, to be honest. I think I'll take that option. And there's a part of me that wants to take war slaves as well, though I feel like scientific facts might be a little bit better. This is going to help me with my science output. Let's grab that plus 1% on Holy Site. There are a couple cities where my stability is dropping a bit, so I do need to be aware of that. Probably have to pick up a garrison in here. Is there a likelihood I build quarters there? I wouldn't mind getting that extra faith and influence, but actually it's only extra faith. Let's just put another garrison up there. Got a nice little wall of garrisons going there. Just want to make sure I maintain reasonable stability in these cities where possible. Okay. Get some food. That's really my only option for food with this city. Not great terrain to sustain a high population, unfortunately. They can idle until they're ready. Up here. Start heading up this way and try to collect some of the leverage that's there. We're going to attack their envoys just so they have less chance of getting the leverage as well. Alright, down here, so we have upgrades available for all these units, so we are going to take those upgrades. And we can get these scouts. Okay, they'll just run, that's fine. We want to continue grabbing territories, though. I'm pretty indifferent to where this goes. It's very unlikely to ever turn into a city at some point or be attached to a city. Mostly just want it for the emblematic order. Same thing right there. One of the benefits to having slightly lower science output is that it gives me more time to get all the emblematic orders that I want. Because I haven't like rushed through the tech tree, so I don't feel a lot of pressure to go up really, really early. Alright. I can go right there. I know it's on a river, but I want to get crossbows over here so I can start hitting these units. Can't really do anything with the knights at the moment. Yeah, that's fine. I think these are the only 2 units left, so. Unless they have reinforcements to bring again. Okay. Come on. Move him. Oh, I can't quite move him there. That was a mistake on my part. I can shoot from here, though. There we go. Okay, so Caral is captured, and we're definitely going to want to take Caral in the peace deal. I think it has 2 wonders, so it has Pyramid of the Sun and Lighthouse of Alexandria. So those will provide some empire-wide benefits. Lighthouse of Alexandria, not really as relevant in this game. I suppose Pyramid of the Sun is all localized as well. However, I do have the religious tenet that gives the extra science on wonders, so that will still be useful. Okay, we're going to start making demands of the Mississippians again. And okay, they're just going to make me decide on it right away. That's fine. I was hoping that I had enough military strength they wouldn't just force a resolution like that immediately, but okay, I have a lot of demands with the Khmer, which I'm also going to make, hoping they're a little more scared of me. I have units pretty close to them, so. Alright. We're going to start going for Aksum next. Sure, we upgrade these swordsmen, so that'll make them a little bit more useful in these fights, since we are fighting against at least some medieval era technology. So we'll be able to use them kind of in the front lines against the city here. Let's see. This is also kind of awkward terrain for crossbows. Yeah, just try that. Okay, so they have 1 sitting out in the open, so we can just demolish them with knights. And I'm going to block that there. Hoping, no. Yeah, I don't know if there's anywhere I can actually hit these guys from. Yeah, I was trying to get my knights out of the way and I wound up blocking my own shots as well. Because I was thinking I'd be able to shuffle them around a little bit to get some better hits, but such is not to be the case. That's okay. This battle we can definitely win just by letting them run their units out at me. So I'm going to play this fairly conservatively. Let's back those guys up. Alright, easy peasy at Aksum. Should be a pretty quick war here. Not interested in your crisis diffusal, thank you. Okay, over here. So they've decided they want to settle this. Don't think so. We'll be pillaging that. Those rebels, yeah. What can you do for me? Let's come down here. Let's consolidate our forces a little bit, just in case they attack me. I can use them as reinforcements. And over here. Okay, we've got everything that can support one of my emblematic quarters down here already. Could go after one of these. Well, this independent people, I suppose. I don't know what their technology looks like. They have... It might be easy. Sometimes they'll bait you, though. So yeah, I'm trying to be aware of that. Where it looks like they have really low tech, and then they show up with, like, next era units. Again, pretty indifferent about where this goes. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Go ahead and grab that down there. And have you wait a turn since you're basically out of movement anyway. Let's see. It's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at... Okay, I need another 15 leverage for the Diplomat Stars. Another 2k influence roughly, yeah, so I think I'll 2-star the aesthete, which isn't bad, honestly, considering the cultures I've been playing. I'll also claim another wonder if I want. Let's take a look at what's available. Yeah, none of these are really calling to me. I would have gone for Great Zimbabwe, ideally, had it still been available. But it's been claimed by blue. So, unfortunately, that is not an option. Well, let's siege this last city here. So I want to try to get these guys all as close as I can so they can participate in the siege. Oh, interesting. They have taken my vassal city. Was not expecting that. I'm just going to let them continue to siege that. Oh, I'm not going to... They're very insistent on trying to get their way. Okay. So I'm thinking about Seafaring Mastery, maybe, just because it'll let me grab some of these kind of islands out here that have some really nice resources. So I am going to pick up Seafaring Mastery before I grab guilds. Because I would like to send some units out to start grabbing those outposts. Alright. Pillage here. I'm going to put this guy on auto explore now. Okay. And considering attaching here, it was originally attached to San Lorenzo, and it does have the Great Obelisk there, which I think would be quite nice. I should have purchased the Naust first. I forgot to do that. That's okay. We'll just build it in San Lorenzo once the stability pops up a little bit more. Alright. You can be on Auto Explorer. Man, there's some silk up here. There are a lot of really nice resources kind of just hanging out near the edges of the map at the moment. Is this all one city? No, okay. Caral is up here. And there's this one down here as well. For... Let's see. Oh, I have 3 swordsmen. Okay. I thought I had 2 and 2. Wow, I'm surprised I can't just straight up kill a chariot with these units. I'm actually shocked. Oh. What? That was a big mistake on my part. I thought they would have deployed kind of down there. Just do something like that. Thankfully their units are outdated, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Just have to give them a turn to heal, which they'll need anyway because they're out of movement. There we go. Let's take care of those rebels before they get annoying. And yeah, those guys don't need to be up there. Need these guys up here. They're out of my line of sight? That seems odd to me. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. Something about that seems wrong to me. Oh, okay, there was only 2 of them. Thought there was 3. You want Auto Explore. And I wasn't claiming any more wonders, right? Yeah, I'm not really interested in any of those. And I can siege here as well. Forgot about that. So let's get this going. Try something like that. Are they behind a district? It's just not showing up. It's a little weird. This is gonna look a little funny. I'm gonna cycle these units because this way I get a charge, whereas these guys were just stationary. Yeah, it's so weird that that quarter's not showing up. I suppose that is the part of the map that I siege them on. Okay. Thankfully the AI, you can abuse them very easily. Because if you have, I've mentioned this a couple times before, but if you have fire support or fire superiority, they will pretty much always come to you. So they'll run out against you even when they have far inferior units. Alright. So we can force surrender for the Swahili now. And we're mostly interested in Caral. And if I can, I would also like to vassalize them. So that would leave me with 60 some to play with here, 60 some more support. So that means I could only take one other territory here. So I think I'm going to go for this one down here, simply because it has coasts. and that will let me get another one of my emblematic quarters. And then we're going to try to pillage these. Actually, we can't pillage those ones because they're my vassal, but it's fine. Was not thinking about that clearly. There's a part of me that wants to redo that peace seal. This is what I get for like only just starting my coffee. Whatever, I'll live with it. It's fine. I'm just gonna end up going to war with them again anyway, it seems, even though they're my vassal. Because I would really like those territories to keep Caral relevant. I'm just going... Sometimes I don't understand retreat directionality. It doesn't make sense. Like, they seem to have been attacked from this way, and they, like, retreated past the enemy. Is it fully random? I don't know. It seems like it shouldn't be. Okay. Oh, man. Alright, Caral. Let's get you some basic stuff in here. Okay, that's nothing to worry about. Just whatever. Nothing I can do about that. I'm gonna come up here with these guys. They have limited movement right now. Wow, okay. Alright, that's enough stars. How many stars did I just get on this turn? Okay, since they're attacking my envoys, I'm going to do the same back to them. I mean, I just kind of attack envoys anyway, but... And over here, this is what... Yeah, +3 science on all cities. I couldn't quite remember which effect that was for some reason. I'm usually pretty good about that. Go for a fight here. See if this is actually a fight they want to pick. They don't. Can I still catch them? Oh, yes, I can. They have way more units now, though. I think is probably still fine. Yeah, I think this will still be a slaughter, pretty much. Okay, I don't want to go down onto low ground. So I think this might be the extent of my movement this turn. Now those noble javelineers did pretty much nothing to my knights there. You're gonna have to take the flag if they just camp out in these spots. Okay. And let's make sure we pillage that. A cool 1,500 gold there. I will take it. And these guys are finally healing up now that I have that territory. Now over here, where are these guys going? Ah, I see. They attach those territories. Let's go over there. I'm going to use the knights for this stuff because they just have better movement. Oh, do I have to... Yeah, so let's grant freedom, and then I can pillage that. I'm going to maintain that army kind of down in that area. I'm going to need an army with purple soon. Suppose I can bring these... Whoa. Apologies for that. I apparently had a reminder set on my phone and my volume on, which is unusual for me. Okay. Keep making those demands. Just stack up as many as you can. Sorry, that's just not... That's not general advice across every game. There are plenty of reasons to not make demands as soon as you get them, but in this game, I do want to do that. Okay, some more fodder down here. Okay. So hopefully they're actually out of units now. I think I've killed 3 or 4 armies down there. So I'd like to be able to actually attack their city. Let's see. So up here, we are starting to build some science quarters, maybe. Yeah, where are my scientist slots coming from? Just infrastructure, probably? Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Actually, I guess High Furnace will get us up to kind of that 500 industry threshold. Yeah, so I guess I'll start filling in a little bit of science up here. It's not going to be a ton, but it's going to be better than nothing. And everyone else down in Ossuar, make sure we're getting the High Furnace. And over in Caral, can't build the Noust yet. San Lorenzo should be able to, though. Just wrap up that Alchemist Workshop really fast. Ah, did my envoy that I had over here die already? I think it did. Let's grab another one. I have to play a game of keep away with these things here. So our envoys are going to be trying to grab this stuff, whatever it's called, that I always forget the name of. So I'm gonna have to like camp out around it and try to get my envoy there before theirs show up. Oh wow, I managed to catch 2 envoys in a battle there. That was really nice. One of those must have retreated before, otherwise they would never take that fight. Okay, so hopefully now I can actually... Oh man, they have so many units. Where are they getting all these units? This is wild. Was I getting attacked by someone else that wasn't them? Okay. I'm still thinking about slaves, maybe. It's not really needed. Okay, nice. Got one of those. Getting close to selecting our next culture. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, neither of those seem like they're realistic to me. So I'm going to give it a turn here to make sure I have some production and all these nousts. Suppose I won't be getting it down in Caral, which is a little unfortunate, but it's only 1 at the end of the day. Actually, I suppose it's 2 down here, which is an extra 100 gold on Ransack. I don't have enough turns for this to recover its stability to start building those, though. Yeah, any other kind of quick ones I can grab? Doesn't really look like it. Already got them down here. Already got that one. Why did they stop pillaging? Yeah, it seems like I've gotten everything I'm going to get for the era as far as the Nous go. I suppose maybe this one down here. Could maybe get that one too. Okay. So maybe we'll give it a second. Just see how we do as far as getting these additional territories. And over in Gnosis, we are starting some science quarters here. We also wouldn't mind more food, though not great options. I could attach one of these because they have the Nous in them, which will support some additional food, but it's going to be a pretty big hit to my stability. I'm going to do that because I do want this to grow, so I actually have people filling the scientist slots. But I am going to grab some additional garrisons in here. Just kind of put them in out-of-the-way places where I'm unlikely to be building additional stuff. Alright. So we're going to make more demands of blue. This would be a little bit easier if I'd actually thought about the consequences of my decisions before. I tend to play a little bit too fast sometimes. Sometimes it's a bad habit of mine. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get ready to take out red here as well. I'm going to start working on the last tech for this era. And when does that? Need one more turn for this one. Yeah, I'll stick around for an extra Nous, I think. I do lose a little bit of tech, but let's go all the way up here. Yeah, this is a lot of pikemen. Okay, so we're going to need the charge here, I think. Okay. Really hoping I can kill this guy. Great. So a nice thing about knights against pikemen is that although pikemen do get their anti-cavalry bonus, on the charge you can actually still have higher combat strength. I might lose this guy. No, so good. Okay. Let's pull him out. I'm going to need to at least reclaim the flag here. Possible they can kill this knight because they have a high ground attack there. But I'd rather not lose the battle. Up here, there's going to be pretty crappy terrain for knights up here. We're going to want these swordsmen upgraded for that fight for sure. Suppose I do have these ones that are on the border as well that can support. Okay, put you back on auto explore. They can idle. Down here, they're just going to camp out in Caral for a little bit. And let's just buy some of this stuff, and then we're going to grab a really quick envoy in here to start picking up some of this leverage. suppose maybe we can work on the High Furnace. It'll become relevant later. It's not great right now, but... yeah. Just work on that stuff while stability recovers. Okay. So I'm going to have this army kind of just come camp out by the city down here. When I inevitably go to war with Red in the next few turns, I'll need an army to come take that city. I think that should be enough if they don't have a bunch of guys floating around down there. It's possible they do, of course. Okay. Alright, so let's grab this outpost here. Go ahead and buy my house. It's not bad, honestly. 44 food. Do they have anything else built down here? They do have a great obelisk. They have a Bandari. I think I'm going to attach here. That's going to fix my food problem. And part of the reason it fixes my food problem is because it gives me a lot more slots with the quarters that had already been built down in this area. I apparently had a Naust built down there. Send you back that way. Okay. So I think I'm pretty comfortable going up to the next era now. I mean, I was comfortable before, but I'm going to start losing out on tech here if I don't make a selection. So I'm going to give a quick save here, just in case I change my mind, because I do that sometimes. And what I've been thinking about, just I'll walk you through my thought process, is that I'm going to want to limit my selection of cultures to ones that are pretty aggressive. So typically it's going to be the militarists or the expansionists. So I thought about the Caribbean pirates. I think that for this game, I'm going to pass on them, and I think the reason for that is multifold. The Buccaneers are decent units, but I'm not going to get any value out of the sloops this game. And the Sparkling Plunder trait is good when there's a lot of trade, but because there isn't a lot of trade this game, just kind of partly due to the nature of Pangaea and me being really aggressive and taking over resources. And it kind of conflicts with the idea of ransacking, right? Like, pillaging, you just have your army parked there, and poaching. With poaching, you kind of just have your army parked on the outpost or on the dock or whatever, and you poach the trade route, right? Whereas pillaging, you just want to destroy that outpost. So it's, I don't know, it's just a little weird. I'd rather my armies keep in motion than sitting still. I'm going to find a game to play these guys, and I think they're going to be better on a continent game rather than a Pangaea game. So I thought about the Maori as well, and thicker than water is an interesting trait for me this game. The 30 stability per ongoing war on all cities. You have -5 unit upkeep per ongoing war on unit, +1 combat strength per ongoing war on unit. So if you have more wars, you get more benefits. Wakatawa is pretty useless for me, this one, given its Pangaea. The paw wouldn't be bad, though, right? Because it has some stability effects, and it exploits food, which would be good for some of my cities that are struggling a little bit with food. And I think this is definitely one of the options that I was kind of strongly considering, since they're more aggressive. We have the Ottomans, which, are good. Right? Ottomans are good. You have that reduced heavy weapon cost, which benefits you for the rest of the game. Janissaries are a great unit because they're arquebus replacements that can also move and fire, and they get the siege mastery, so they have bonus combat strength when they're participating in sieges. The Sultan Jami, I think, is how this C is pronounced. Someone maybe knows. It's fine, though. +1 faith per district, and similarly the +1 faith per population with the Spanish. By this point in the game, you've selected all your religious tenets already, and the religious pressure is just significantly less important. So, those are kind of a wash. But since we're on the Spanish, we have the +3 combat strength on unsupplied units and the Conquistadores. Conquistadores, they get some money from winning battles and ransacking, so that's the most similar I could find as far as like continuing the ransacking theme. However, I have also realized, so this +3 combat strength on unsupplied units is great, by the way, but I've also realized that this may be my best opportunity to play the Poles. And the main reason for that is I have a lot of cavalry that I don't normally have, and I'm pretty sure the Knights upgrade into the Winged Hussars. That's the main reason, right? The rest of this stuff, honestly, is fine. The +2 stability on District will definitely help me out a little bit. So, but, I'm losing myself in my words this morning. I think the Winged Hussars are the best emblematic unit for me this game because of the number of cavalry that I have. And normally now Knights have to wait until, I think, the Contemporary in order to be upgraded. So this gives me a path to maintain relevancy for most of my army. The Conquistadores would like fit the theme better for sure, but this also gives me an opportunity to play the Poles on stream, which I otherwise normally wouldn't. So I'm going to take the Poles in what may be a surprise decision. Okay, so these Knights are still alive. Rear attack there with charge, rear attack there with charge. And just keep refusing that crisis diffusal. Or refusing that crisis diffusal. Did I say that right the first time? I can't actually tell, to be honest. Okay. And down here. Give it another turn there. You're idling. Alright, and Asur. Guess we can get that little bit of extra industry. The plus 10% science will still be relevant in here, even though we haven't been building science quarters. And this is still a relevant kind of unit production center, so let's get some of that infrastructure in here. What's my industry? Almost 700. Yeah, there's some decent industry options still. But I think I would like to continue to expand my money making there. And up in Harappa, not quite as good on the industry. Let's start building some makers' quarters out that way. All right, here we go. Early modern as the Poles. And I've had someone declare war on me, the purple player. Interesting choice on their parts. So I'm going to move them. Who are they? Yeah, they're the Mississippians. Okay, so the Congress is available. We'll deal with that in a second. I'm actually going to break this knight off, since it has pretty high movement speed, to go settle that area there. And I'm going to bring these crossbows back. I don't know what kind of army they have up here. I'm just going to go ahead and buy that Maker's Quarter because I can afford it. So here's the Barbican. So the Barbican is basically just it's just a garrison, really. I really think this could use some improvement. The only thing that's really beneficial about it is the preventing neighboring tiles from being ransacked. But the AI make use of that so infrequently that it doesn't really matter. The only way it would, I feel like, be that relevant is if you could purchase it on outposts, but that might make it a little bit too strong, since it would basically be impossible to destroy outposts at that point. Okay. I'm trying to take in all the things that I need to do. Where does... yeah, that's what I thought. Winged Hussars, centralized power, obvious first choice for me. Okay, so I don't want to withdraw my demands here. I have no interest in doing that. So I think it is time to declare war, do a quick save. So we'll declare war on the Khmer, even though I am also in another war on the other side of the world. Let's make that attack down here. Okay. Okay, so both of those are retreating now, so they shouldn't be able to reinforce me, or reinforce the enemy when I make that siege. I'm going to withdraw demands from the Swahili. Okay. Wasn't sure if they would just outright refuse those again. I just don't have the units I need to support another war down there. Once this events, get the +10 war support. So the Barbican, I could do it for, I could build some of these for stability. It wouldn't be bad. Just to have, because I do have the discount on, what are they called, garrisons. And this will pretty much prevent the need for me to ever need to worry about stability later in the game. See the war support for that one as well. We're going to need more production in here, though. Let's do that first. Okay, Mikane is working on those research quarters. Ah, I see. It's suggesting that one because it provides more stability because of the commons quarter nearby. How much? Yeah, there's not a lot of production there. Go ahead and grab that as a Barbican. Osur. You just have a whole world of garrisons up there. Another one right there as well, maybe. This is going to let me add more territories if I want to. I think my production in here is a little bit too low for what I'm trying to do, so let's add in some maker's quarters, I think. Could also claim a wonder, and a lot of options here. There's a part of me that wants to go for Santa Maria first, but I think I am too inclined towards the efficiency of Topkapi. So I'm going to claim Topkapi first. How does that produce food? That can't be right. Okay, let's take a look at the... There's a lot to do on this turn. We can propose one of the laws. Everyone's going to go for anti-imperialist on this, which I don't have any interest in. Let's try to grab a free civic from this. I'm honestly inclined towards fellow peoples this game for the reduced cost of signing treaties, rather than moving towards the homeland axis, and that'll give me a little bit of extra food in my cities. I think I have enough combat strength with most of my units that +1 CS is not really a concern in the vast majority of situations. Alright. So, just taking a look at my tech really quick. Probably going to want gunpowder warfare seconds. Actually, no, let's forgot humanism, obviously, luxury resources, and then maybe supply lines. I don't know. I just don't need gunpowder as much this game. Let's go ahead and at least siege this. I might wait a turn for a trebuchet, honestly, just so I can actually get into the walls. I don't want to be monkeying around with waiting for them to come attack me. Where's a good candidate for Topkapi? Where are all my wonders at the moment? Asur still only has one. I don't really want to build it in Harappa. I feel like that's still too exposed. That being said, like, I'm not going to get great use of the exploitation effect of Topkapi down in that area. I think it's only under the tile. What else would be good? Maybe up here? But I don't think so. Build it in Mikne. I think here might be pretty solid with all the rivers. Let's do that. And to demote some of that infrastructure there. And get some of my cities with slightly higher production on this one. One worker reduces the amount of turns. It's fun. Okay. And in here, we're not actually making it produce faster, so we're going to get some more industry in here because it is sorely needed. We will need some of these stability effects at some point. Okay. Okay. Feeling okay here. Okay, so now I have a trebuchet, and we're just getting over the hour mark here. We have some reinforcements here. Not worried about those. Going to go ahead and assault. There's my trebuchet. Do they have any ranged units? No. I'm going to put my trebuchet up here where it'll have line of sight. I have the knights block off that area down there. She does. I don't know if this thing has indirect fire. We'll find out. To me, it makes sense that it would. Yeah, it looks like it does. Okay. There we go. Do I even want to bring these guys in? I'm not sure if it's strictly necessary. Oh, they can get up on that terrain there. Okay, let's block that from happening. I'm gonna let them bring their reinforcements in. If I can just cripple most of their army in one battle, that would be great. Especially since right now, this army's all exposed to my knights. So this is really good terrain for me to be fighting them in. I have a lot of ways to get high ground bonuses and charges and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. So these great swords don't really stand a chance. I'm going to bring one of these great swords over there so they can go into the city next turn.
Hopefully, yeah. I actually won't be able to. That's fine. So we'll wrap this up on the next turn, unless they show up with that horseman, wherever he is. Okay, going to go ahead and enact that civic for free. That'll decrease stability in a few of my cities, but nothing I can't manage. Okay, they obviously have an advantage in that fight. Don't know where those guys came from. So are they from that one? It's so weird how far the independent people will go sometimes. Okay, I believe this was originally attached to Caral. I'm going to attach it. Okay, let's start moving some of these people off food. Let's go on expert. We're going to do something like that. Should maybe prioritize science. Go ahead and idle there, and down here. Yeah. More units than I thought. Okay. I'll need some supporting units down here. So I'm going to get a few knights, because they can get down there pretty fast. Put that guy on auto-explore. I'm going to have this guy back up, because I'm worried about them producing more units. So they'll just kind of sit on the side until I'm ready to go. I'm just going to go down to 2 knights now. I don't want to pay out the gold costs upgrade 3 knights. I forgot I was getting access to that stuff this turn. Alright. Let's deal with the independent people down here, if we can actually find them again. And over here, that is very annoying. Huh. I'll get all these demands again, pretty much, so I'm just going to withdraw those demands for now. Trying to maintain some amount of... Okay, so they're just going to placate me until I lose the war. So I'm going to need to play a little bit more aggressively against them. I think I'm fine to finish top Cappy first. Let's grab those halberds. Yeah, I don't know where this last horseman is. Okay. Yeah. This war is pretty much over, I think. How much are they losing per turn? Minus 13. Yeah, so it really won't be long. Let's hit them with a placate as well. I don't want to trudge my armies all the way over to call. Actually, don't even really need to worry about that city, I don't think. I'm just going to take that knight out of the queue. Okay, so we used our Hussars there. Still need more industry in here as well. Let's do that before the Barbicans. Could also use iron reserves. Okay, there's an army coming down. A few armies. Oh, okay. Let's move these guys up here, and that way I can maybe reinforce if needed. Hussar, 2 turns to build that. So we're going to have still 2 turns to build the winged Hussars as well. Let's go for some more classic units until I have some time to build the winged Hussars properly. And I think I'm going to start having these guys make their way over. Ah, I see there's a thing that spawns there. This should be fine. Play defensively. The knights in front. So part of the fun with these winged Hussars is that they don't take damage from retaliation. So we're going to go after the great swords with these guys since they'll do the most retaliatory damage. And they'll shoot these guys probably. Right. So no damage on the winged Hussars. They can be quite nice when you get them in the right combats. That would be really nice, actually. Let's get that reduced industry cost on units. That should get this army out a little bit faster. I'm worried about them coming down here. Let's get that Maker's Quarter. Get some ranged defenses here. And then down in Osur. So we're going to take some time off Topkapi here. Or add time on Topkapi. I'm absolutely not taking that civic. What a garbage civic. That's one of the worst options. Okay. Bring these guys down here. Can I really like to combine some of these armies if I can? I have space for 1 in there, and I have space for 1 in here. So let's split them up. And then this guy will just reinforce this infantry army. Yeah, look at that. Oh man. Winged Hussars are so funny. Alright, let's get that guy out of there. I was hoping there would not be a random independent people there, but there's pretty much always random independent people there. Okay, knights. Okay. If they retreat again, this will just help my war score, so yeah. So they're going to lose the war next turn, so I don't need to worry about continuing to attack red. And start pulling all my guys back in this direction to be a little bit more defensive. I was the first to discover a lake. Interesting. Oh, there's quite a few islands out here, actually. Maybe I can set... Yeah, I'll send the knight on a bit of an adventure. And let's force surrender here. They're going to have to give me a ton of stuff, which is really nice. And let's see. Let's take a look at where the resources are. Up there for sure. The rest, maybe not quite as relevant, so we're going to kind of need to build a path up that way. So we're going to need that one there. We're going to need that one. Okay. And then I think Euro had some resources in it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that looks good. And then we can hopefully pillage that one there. There we go. Mississippians are setting up right there. We want to prevent that if we can. Absolutely going to refuse that. Okay. Let's go on buyout. So I'm going to have these guys help with Top Cappy. I'm also going to have them build some of these Barbicans just for stability, because I'm going to be attaching a fair number of territories over here, I think. Okay. Now, down over here. I want to get some reinforcements up there as soon as I can. Go ahead and pillage here. Get that knight out of there. And I have enough to upgrade all these guys, so I'm going to do that. Could probably declare another war on blue with just the units I have down here. I think these winged hussars will mess them up. Ah, okay. We're going to endure that. And we're going to have our units go on a bit of an adventure. And also bring these guys in to reinforce. Being a little bit more comfortable about my city right here. And Assur working on the winged hussars still, so we're all good there. Okay. Mostly claiming that outpost so we don't get someone else claiming it. And over here. You know what? I already have very limited movement with these guys. I'm going to upgrade all of them to winged hussars. And bring this very fearsome army over to take on purple. Very good to idle. Could already go up to the next era if I wanted. I have no idea who I'm going to take in the next era, to be honest. Maybe the British. Could get some more vassals and start making use of those colonial offices. It's a pretty rare game that I get to do that. Alright. Purple just doesn't know how badly it's messed up yet. Yeah, we have to start building some more score on them anyway. Okay, let's sortie this. Going to have my halberds kind of in the front. These draftees can kind of hang out in the back. Going to let these winged hussars get their charges in. Okay. And I don't even know where their units are. Let's go over there. Alright. Going to scout a little bit with those draftees. Scout a little bit with these guys, I suppose. Yeah, interesting. I don't know where the last of these units are. I think I'm getting... There must be down there, because these guys are coming under zone of control effects, moving past this mountain. And the Shodalai have that 2-tile range, so they've got to be behind that mountain somewhere. Okay, so make sure we get the charge. So it's not just any attack that there's no retaliation on the winged Hussars. It's only attacks where they have the charge bonus. Ah, I see. That's going to be harder to dislodge. Right, they're suppressed. Okay. So I'm going to need my archers up there if I want to take on some of these other units that are camping out in the garrisons here. Not archers, crossbows really, but y'all know what I mean. I do win this combat soon anyway, just because I have their flag. So they can't really do any real damage to me at this point. There we go. So that's plus 20 war score there. So they had been placating me for a while. But I'm about to take it to them, I think. So we'll wrap up this turn here, and then we'll call it good for this particular episode. We are deep into it at this point. Get materials procurement as well. Ah, I finished. Yeah, okay. So we're going to start grabbing the manufactories. So I only have one available in Osur, so we're going to grab that. I'm just going to buy that one so I can continue working on the winged Hussars. San Lorenzo. You can get gold and gemstones. Mikane. There's nothing. Okay. Down here, and actually let's just grab, what is it? Materials procurement. We're going to do the reduced number of resources required. I already have a ton of bonuses to war support when I declare war. Okay. This city has a lot of options. Harappa, only papyrus, so let's grab that. We'll buy that. Gnosis, only dye. So we'll put the dye in the city. This will help with stability later on since the effects are localized. So Mercury and Sage available in Caral. I don't think that's available in my other cities. Yeah. So San Lorenzo, I'm going to give it the gold. And I'll give it the gemstones. Just buy these. Over here, the marble looks good, since that's the only one that's available after I did all the other ones. Now up here, we get the sage. Make sure we're dropping this down. It's a much better spot for it. Grab the harbor. And still going to grab the sage, which is all the way up here. Just enough to purchase that. And now we're going to have to start going through some of our territories. But I'm pretty sure I got all the ones that are in the cities. Yeah. Aha, except for this one. Okay, let's take a look at my territories here. Don't have enough for the silk, that's unfortunate. No. I know that I have a few somewhere. Oh, this one. Okay, so obsidian, that one's a good option because that'll get attached to Mikane later. Ideally. If you get coffee, do you have a better option for coffee? Silver down here. This isn't a bad spot for it. It's not very vulnerable to attack. Yeah, I don't care about the harbor down there, really. I was thinking I did. I think the ambergris might only be available there for me. Anything up here? Alright, let's grab the coffee. And this is the only spot for this manufactory, so I'll have to put it there. Just realizing it's still in a somewhat vulnerable position there. Man, they're just loving this area down here. Okay. You're waiting for one more turn for another unit to come up. You're going to go up this way and hopefully be able to pillage some stuff. Same story with these guys. See if we can get up into that area and pillage some of those outposts. Oops. Okay, so that's the end of the turn, finally. We're only an hour and 26 minutes in now. So, hope you all enjoyed tuning in. I know the polls are a bit of an interesting pick, but honestly, one of the best opportunities I'm going to have to play them, so I don't regret it at all. So, cheers. See you next time.